Hey there, and happy Wednesday. So thank you so much to those that came here yesterday for my in-home stamp camp. I love that you love my baked goods because I love baking. So the pineapple sunshine cake was the favorite, but a lot of people still couldn't resist the homemade brownie bottom, the marshmallow cream with the Rice Krispie topped cake bars too. So that was kind of fun to put those together for you. And speaking of stamp camp, so I have one more coming up next week, Monday in Medelia. Starts at 6:30 at the public school library there. Sign-ups are directly with Tracy Henry, and I need just a couple more to sign up before I can host the class. So there's not a lot of names on that list, and it's a lot of work for me to put that together. I do find joy in getting it together, but not if there's not a lot of people. So so with that in mind, like Monday is the deadline to have my minimum met. A lot of times I can still keep taking extras as the week goes on, but if you're not signed up by Monday, we might not be able to have the class for anyone. So I wanted to let you know that. But now I'm going to get to making a card for some inspiration for you. So I've got those friendly seagulls pulled out again, and it's just so fun to work with them. So I'm going to be doing that for you. Yeah, I was just checking to make sure I had my scissors here, because as I hold up the card, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, this one gets fussy cut. So yeah, the seagulls have been a favorite for so many of you. So let me get my camera turned around here so that you can see the card better at the right angle. Right, we've got this here. So the seagulls are a freebie with celebration with a $60 order. That can be something that you can choose from that. And then a lot of the other products here that I'm working with are from the annual catalog, like the Country Woods Designer Series paper here. These two pieces come from that. And then the rest is just a combination of the Pool Party base. And then on top, I'm putting some Lost Lagoon, Early Espresso, and Basic White. So that's kind of how this comes together. But isn't it like kind of just a warm, cozy color combination? I kind of have to remember to put some Early Espresso and Pool Party together. I really like that. I kind of feel like that was something that was in like wardrobes and clothing like a few years back, but it was one of my favorite combos then too, as it still is now. All right, so let me, feel like I always like to start with my card base folded and get that ready to go right away. So I'm just going to take my bone folder, give that a nice push across there. All right, so like I said, this is Pool Party, and this is going to be opening this way today. Hi there, Karen. Good to see you on here, and Kathy as well. And so with this, usually if you know my style of card making, I like to put things on top of my card base like a 1/4 inch in. Today, it kind of breaks the rules. So, gosh, because I'm going away for the weekend, I have a lot of things packed up. So I just kind of want to show you the difference maybe. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to show you this card, and then this will actually be a preview of a card that I'm going to be doing in a video probably next week for you guys. But people got to make this yesterday. So as you can see, I like to always kind of keep that 1/4 inch edge around my cards. Not that that's right or wrong or anything, but a lot of people do like to make their cards all the way to the edge. So I'm going to show you how that's going to look here by doing this for you, and the measurements, of course, too. Hi there, Donna. All right, so I've got this piece of the Country Woods Designer Series paper. Like I said, this is from the annual catalog, 12 by 12 collection, and it kind of has like that old fashioned dining room table. This is what I think of when I see this light grain wood. And my table's kind of like that style too, in my dining room. So that is cut 4 1/4 by 2 inches here. So I'm going to start by putting that down right across the bottom of my card. Okay, so we've got that. I just kind of guide it with my finger there. Then I just kind of push it across there. So now that's down. And then my next piece is going to be Early Espresso. Let me grab those measurements here. 2.75 by 4 1/4 also. And that I'm going to put right at the top. So that's going to go right on there right away. So then I kind of have that base to work with, and then we can fill in the extra pieces, and it'll kind of make sense why I went from the upper and lower pieces right away. Sometimes I can give this a shove if I think that it looks like it's still showing some pool party across the top there. Okay, so next what I want to start working with is this fun piece here. It's basic white. It's not fun yet. So this is cut 2.5 by 4 inches. And let me grab some scratch paper. Keep thinking I just need to get out a new sheet of scratch paper because it's pretty, but it's really scratchy, right? Okay, so with my Lost Lagoon ink pad, I'm going to take this, and I've got some blending brushes, and really it's personal preference. Some like the mini brushes, which you can buy a set of, or the regular size, which you can buy a set of also. I just kind of do the counterclockwise, and then I start off my paper or cardstock, and then I just kind of swirl it across. So it kind of catches the outside edge nicely, kind of frames that with a little dark edge. And I'm going to do the same thing here, like so, and kind of swirl it up. And it kind of looks like the waves of the ocean if the light catches it. You know how the ocean kind of has that rolling wave look. And then I'm going to take the stamp from Friendly Seagulls that looks like birds here, and I'm going to put some of that kind of centerized but off a little bit, and then like so. Got that going there. And now this can be ready to put on my card. So that's going to be kind of the backdrop for my Friendly Seagull that's going to be squawking away. So this just folds or fits nicely into that early espresso frame that I've got going there. And next what I'm going to do is take a piece of scratch paper, which I've always got some hanging out like right next to my space here, a piece or two, but I'm pretty good at using them up. And you know why? I always have some sitting there. If I had them tucked away, I don't think I'd be as good at using them up. Okay, so now we've got the squawking seagull there that I've stamped out on my piece of scratch paper. Yeah, here's my scissor. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that down, and then I'm going to do some coloring. And this is where sometimes people are like, oh, I don't like projects that I have to color. Well, there's not a lot to color on him, so that makes it nice and easy. So I'm just going to go in with some dark Daffodil Delight on his beak and on his web feet there. So that's all the coloring for that color. And then I'm just going to take my light smoky slate and just kind of outline the inside of his body. Just kind of go down and over the wings, and it's kind of doing the tips there like so, and then just coming down here and going up like so, kind of going around his eye. And then I'm just going to fill in this band here on his wing, and then just kind of smooth that out with a little bit of color over that too. So not a lot there, but just kind of a fun color addition, and it gives him some shading and depth there. So now this is a part that some people when they come to classes go, oh, I don't like fussy cutting. And the group that did this in Fairmont that got to make this card, some of them did like to fussy cut. In fact, they have a term called poly pocketing. I think it's so cute. And there's one in the group that really likes to do that, and she even offers, I'll cut that for you. So that's always kind of fun. That's like the sign of true friendship. Like, okay, I know you guys don't like to do that, so I'm going to do that for you. And for me, I just feel like, yeah, moving the cardstock instead of the scissors for the most part tends to be how I have good effects as far as keeping it smooth looking. Sometimes some people be like, oh, when I fussy cut, it's not that I don't mind it, it's just that sometimes my cuts appear kind of jagged. And I know sometimes if I go back to cut something that maybe I didn't get close enough, and then I try and retrim it, that's when I get those jagged cuts, because I'm just kind of going in to finish up that chopping to get into those areas. So I'm just going to go like that. And so here on the beak, I feel like I'm going to get maybe the chopped look, because I Thought that was maybe a little bit too extra on there, but how cute is that guy right there? Okay, so we've got that, and maybe let me show you this free stamp set just because everybody's been saying how cute it is, and maybe if you haven't really looked at it too much yet. So there's 3 different seagulls. Yesterday the group here got to make something with the seagull with the french fries in his mouth and cute sayings, cute everything in there. So that's the stamp set that I'm referring to. And so now what I'm going to do next before I put them on my card is take just this little piece, like you hardly even need a little scrap of anything, but this works out great because it's got that wood grain look like those posts do along the pier. And so this is from Country Woods et al. As well. And this is, I'm measuring here, 3/4 by just over 1 inch. So I'm going to take some white baker's twine, and I'm going to start at the back here with one end and just kind of wrap it around here about 3 times. And then I'm just going to take my scissor here and give that a snip. All right. And then I'm going to grab a glue dot. Maybe, there we go. Let's see how many fingers I have going here. Still holding that in place in the back. And then I'm going to put my glue dot down to hold that, both ends in place there. Okay, so now that's held in place there. And then from the front, it looks like how the piers do with the rope tied around it. So now I just need a dimensional. I'm going to do 2 of them. And that dimensional will also help hold that in place and make sure that it doesn't go up and over the top there because it's such a little piece. Now that I'm just going to eye and place parallel with the white edge there. And then this guy is going to need a couple dimensionals as well to get him popped up. So I'm just going to put a couple dimensionals here on the body of the seagull. Peel that off. And now he's ready to go on top of that. So looks like he has something to say up there, right? Okay, so I've got that. And then what he's going to say is, "Hey, friend." And so that's part of the Friendly Seagulls stamp set. And I'm always really careful about doing this because I've got a lot invested in this card already, and I'd hate to mess up on the sentiment. And so I like the black stamped on the white with that swirl of the blending brush Lost Lagoon. But if you do like mess up or say, oh gosh, it didn't turn out at all the way I liked it, just then restamp "Hey Friend" on like a little scrap or strip, tiny strip of basic white, and just put that over top and pop it up, and it will look like you did it on purpose, which is always just even better when you feel like, oh, I made a mess into something that looks like it was supposed to be, right? Okay, so now to finish off this part of the card, I'm just going to take this strip, and this strip is 4 1/4 by 3/4 inches. Let me just double check that. Yep. 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then from Friendly Seagulls again is this. Let me switch out my ink pads, get this closer. There's some seashells. I'm just going to go way to the end of that and just kind of go across, make a border. And if it goes off a little bit on either side, almost better, because then it gives it a nice continuous flow without any blank spots in there. And then I'm just going to flip that over. And that's going to be ready to go. Now I'm going to butt this up right against the early espresso. Right like so. So that's like so. And then just to kind of frame this and make it look like it belongs a little bit better, you'd be surprised at what like this little 1/8 strip can do to make the eye, make it seem more appealing. So let's go and just put that underneath here too to frame that in and kind of blend this designer series paper, the Country Woods, with the rest of the card. So just adding that little 1/8 strip there, or maybe it's even a 1/4 inch, just makes the whole card kind of flow there for you. And like I said, it's rare that I cover a whole card front without having the 1/4 inch all the way around it, but I kind of like how full it looks and everything too. And the seagull is just super cute, right? And then for embellishment, I have these. These are kind of fun. The antique pearls. They're nice and flat. Let me just pull this off. Gosh, I don't even know what this is. Oh, maybe it's a little piece of glue dot. It almost felt like a tiny piece of a photopolymer stamp. I was like, hopefully nothing fell off the stamp. Okay, a friend made me this. How pretty is this like tool here? I can slide that placeholder up to keep those baubles like in place. All right, so these, I like to kind of get underneath these a little bit. A lot of times with my Take Your Pick tool, I like to use that sticky side and kind of just slide it across, but these kind of need to be picked up just a little bit. So I'm doing that, and then I'll just place it on here like so. But these are also very nice and flat for mailing. I always like to show that to people because I know for me that is a game changer if I like the embellishment or not. It can be the prettiest embellishment, but if it's too thick or chunky, it kind of just gets lowered in my opinion because of that. And then for the inside, because this is a hay front, you can easily afterwards add happy birthday or something like that. But what I'm going to do for this is just continue with that theme of the shells and just kind of put those in the bottom corner of the inside and leaving that blank for now so that it's perfectly usable down the road and a nice card to have on hand to add either just your notes that you want to send, or if you want to personalize it a little bit more for the occasion, you can do that as well too. So there you have that, really quick and easy. But you know, that's the joy of having the pieces cut ahead of time. And I hear that all the time with my classes, like, oh, I love that everything's cut and done. Like, and how many times do you say, oh yeah, I could do this at home too if everything was pre-cut and ready to go. And that's where I talk about our kits, because that is the joy of the kits too. And I like to have those, a good supply of those on hand when I go to in-person events, because sometimes you guys don't get to see me every stamp camp, or I don't get to every single month. So then you can have that as like a crafting experience, especially when the temps are cold like this. Sometimes it's just more enjoyable to sit home and craft away a little bit. I know somebody else I was talking to last night, they said, I can't just sit there and watch TV. I have to be doing something. So she was talking about how she loves to do like jigsaw puzzles, because she can do that while she watches TV and everything too. So it's kind of nice to do that. And then I thought, you know what, I kind of miss doing jigsaw puzzle too. I don't think I've done one of those since COVID. And so I'm hoping maybe next week I can get one of those out. I always say that, and then my week fills up or something happens too. So, but what I am going to be doing next week, so the rest of this week, starting tomorrow, I go down to Okoboji for the rest of the weekend for their crafting retreat Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you're in the area or want to pop in the area, I will have my little shop up where I am selling some retired bundles, stamp sets, all my retired designer series paper. You can buy by the sheet. So if you love to just look through pretty paper and take that, you can take as many as you want, as little as you want, but know that it doesn't have to be a full pack of any certain design or anything. Every sheet is like separated. I have like all my greenery together, my black and white, my Valentine paper in one section, the masculine paper in one section, the Christmas paper, to make that easier to look through. But some people do like to just take their time and look through every single sheet. I also do that at my open house, which will be February 22nd, but sometimes there's just more people, so it takes a little bit longer to get through that in that venue and situation too. So I want to let you know about that this weekend. And then next week I will be doing videos, as many as I can, up to 5 hopefully next week for you, just to give you some more ideas of fun things that are online, celebration, mini catalog, and then again, in the background, I'll be prepping for my Medelia class Monday, February 3rd. So hopefully enough of you show up that can happen. And I also have, for sure, a virtual hostess that has stepped up to the plate. So Dawn Earlbeck, I'll be starting her host code probably today and posting that on my Facebook page and on my website, so that you have that code if you need or want to shop using that to give her the benefits. And then I'll be doing some demos for her card ideas right after next week. So take care, guys, and have a good weekend. Hope to see you on Monday. Bye-bye.